Finally, we are officially live. Just get to these things real quick.
Something. Willis is having a game. I'm just so mad. So mad. Oh no, he ain't having a game.
Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and open up.
That's the worst. How you get injured right when the fantasy playoffs? For real. Julio Jones. Who else got hurt today? Julio Jones. Jordan Reed didn't play. Melvin Gordon.
Michael Thomas was a scratch. Matt Forte got hurt.
Alright, playoffs everywhere. Playoffs on the horizon, and in real life, we're in the last month of the regular season. Fantasy playoffs, as y'all heard, talking about the injuries. Hopefully your team wasn't affected. And of course, playoffs on the horizon in the good old Nike Talk League. So with that being said, we welcome you to your latest dose of Rettolations. Hopefully it's the best one yet. Got a few playoff hopefuls in the building with me, one of which happens to be my opponent this week. So it should be a lot of fun. First off, got the NFC leading Saints in the house. Got Chris here once more.
What's good?
Oh, you lead the whole NFC?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Congrats.
Also, if you couldn't hear, the Honorable Mixtape running the show in Cleveland, coming out to Oakland this week. Welcome, my friend.
Yo, I'll join the chat after the buck at halftime.
Okay. So, Mark will be here soon, and C's is also here, currently in the game, but we'll get to him and his Seattle Seahawks in just a moment. Alright, so we'll go around the league in a second. First things first, I got a couple of announcements. As y'all saw, went ahead and got a whiteboard. I figured as good as the season has been, as good as the playoff races have been on both sides and still are, and from all the excitement that season one gave us, we kind of need that old thing back a little bit. Luckily, finals are right around the corner for me, which means a lot of time slots to be opening up, going back home in a couple weeks, so I'll be free for another month. So what better time than now to, bring something back that probably should have never left the building and wouldn't have had those time constraints not come up. Along with the whiteboard, which I'll get to as far as standings in a second, in combination with that, because of said time openings over the next month and a half, and probably even next semester, I don't know how in-depth they're going to be. Don't know how comprehensive I'll be able to make it, but I will say I can pretty much guarantee that I'll have enough time periods within each day to cover games across the league, for one, and more importantly, give you guys some write-ups. Manny implemented a blueprint. Yeah, I know. It's been so long. And see, what I didn't want to do at first, I didn't want to sacrifice the I didn't want to have to come to a point where I thought I was sacrificing content, but Manny gave a very good blueprint of how you can still have excitement in more of a constricted body of writing. So shout out to him, and for that reason, it showed me that I can do like a paragraph or a couple paragraphs going over each game, each team, and we'll go from there. Also, with that being said, I still have the Super Bowl winners. They'll get their own section, so that includes Mark, our season 1 winner, and in future Rettolation broadcasts, we'll probably do what we did what me and Chris were doing the other day, as far as the playoff scenarios. Given that week to week they'll probably change a little bit, maybe, if the changes are sufficient enough to where one team bounces out and one team slides in. We'll go through the playoffs, give a little preview, mock playoff prediction section of the show and go from there. So, I think that's it as far as the announcements. We'll get to the standings in a second. Mike, I got a question. I saw, like, I did not realize, for one, I didn't realize that Madden could do what it did for you with the saving of the game somehow, like in franchise mode. Like, I knew you could do it in Play Now, but
you remember back in PlayStation 2, you used to be able to do that.
Oh my God, I missed that. Yeah.
PlayStation 2, you could save games like during the game. I remember, like, I used to try to play right before church, and then I had to leave. That was crazy. I didn't know what was going to happen, and it's actually my fault for going to overtime because I was trying to watch ID Channel at the moment. And this guy kept killing. It was like this guy killed his whole family, and I was just like, wow. And he had like this. I think he was like bipolar. And he was schizophrenic.
Oh,
so
shit.
It was just crazy. But yeah, I got the ball. I threw the ball down to Corey Coleman, stepped out with 4 seconds, went to kick the field goal. They iced me. So you get that animation.
Yeah.
Like, not even the camera angle. I went to kick the game-winning field goal. Wide left. Like,
oh, man.
So I missed. And then I was like, okay, we're going to OT. And it just never loaded. And I'm like, oh, snap, I got to play this whole game over. They're going to think I cheated because I was about to lose.
Yo, it's funny.
It showed that it was you could play it from there. And I was like, oh, this might be the best thing I've seen in a while. 16-yard.
It's crazy you mentioned the animation because there was a very big presence with that animation that also showed up in another game in this past week, which we'll go over in a second. Could have cost a team that's currently playing their playoff spot, and for the time being it has. So a little spoiler alert for those who are listening. But yeah, I mean, I figured because I was like 35. I'm like, something is going on to where either he's not concentrating or the computer was just like having one of those games that they typically have. But
like, I don't even watch the ID channel like that, but my girl got me watching ID channel. The guy who met the girl, she needed a place to stay. She started staying with him. They became like intimate, and he's talking about how his dad died, and he found him outside hanging on a tree. Or to come out to find out later, he's the one that hung his dad on the tree, but he made it sound like his dad did it himself. Yo,
it's crazy. That's crazy. Insane.
That was more interesting than playing that.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, luckily for you, your ID is still alive in the playoff race, although it is a very, very, very sticky situation. So, which one should I post first, AFC or NFC, as we start to go over these Week 15 games?
NFC.
I'd say
do the AFC first. The NFC is a little more confusing.
Yeah, I was gonna say the NFC is a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
The AFC is like, we know it's the same four of us that are trying to fight for one spot.
Right. Okay. So.
And it's like two people fighting for that divisional.
Mm-hmm.
What you call it, fighting for the divisional.
All right. So let me make sure my postings are correct here, and they appear to be. All right. So AFC playoff standings are posted in the chat. The top seeded Patriots to start off Week 15 lost to Carolina 25-20. I wish that happened about 13 years ago in the Super Bowl.
He's guaranteed number one seed, right?
Well, nah, he has to win one more. If he wins one more, then he's good. But Mays had a chance to tie, but he lost to Seattle. So Carolina and Seattle, two teams that were 9-4 entering the week over in the NFC, win at the two highest seeds in the AFC. Take from that what you will. Two pretty good games. So 25-20, Carolina beats New England. Cam 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Tricantric West only 3.1 yards per carry, 71 yards. Maybe that was the difference. Usually it's a better balance. Kelvin Benjamin, 5 catches for 206, 2 touchdowns. I think I picked Ronnie to win this game because I thought he had the secondary to kind of defend the deep ball.
Wait, say that again? Travis Benjamin.
Oh, no, Kelvin. Got, got 5. Yeah, 206 and 2 touchdowns. And the next leading receiver for the Panthers was George Farmer with 2 catches for 28 yards. So basically, Cam and Kelvin and Luke Kuechly, 13 tackles, 1 pick. Beat the Patriots. So AFC, Patriots are still at the top because at 12-2, they still are up a game on the Colts because they got destroyed a week after looking shaky against the Rams. They got obliterated by Seattle, 51-24 in Indianapolis, where presumably Mays will have a home game at some point. Andrew Luck 5 picks, like Chris said earlier, didn't differ much from the Andrew Luck in real life today. Corey Potter, who we were just talking about the other day for C's, 25 carries for 213, 8.5 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns.
He is a beast.
Yeah.
And give the reception stats.
Hold on.
Okay. Let's look at this. So you said want me to get a reception stats also?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Doug for Seattle, Doug Baldwin 5 catches, a $101, and a touchdown. Tyler Lockett 4 for 78, Luke Wilson 3 for 53, and CJ Precise, or however you say his name, he was precisely effective with 2 catches for 20 yards for 10 yards per catch average. Russell Wilson.
I thought Potter had like 70 yards reception. I thought I had 300 total yards.
Potter just did his work on the ground from what it looks like, at least from what I see. But yeah, we were talking about you on the last episode, and basically saying what everybody knows and what you've always kind of alluded to yourself, that when you have a control of the football, like when it's not going to the other teams via turnovers, pretty tough guy to beat, to say the least. And it showed. Russell Wilson only had 1 touchdown, but more importantly, he had 0 picks. And from there, just let the running back work. And that was something else we were talking about. If the running game can match the effectiveness of, Wilson passing it, then, and the defense, of course, it's going to be more often than not some rough games for Seahawk opponents. So I'll let you. I think you're in the game right now, but if you want to add anything, I'll go ahead and let you do that.
No, listen. I'm clear. It's exactly what you said. I say it all the time. I'm the J.R. Smith of the league, and I can be dialed in and just fucking go 8 for 8, and then I can fuck up and go lose 6 straight. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just trying to focus on my next opponent. That's all.
Right.
That's all I can do now.
Yeah, and
I totally agree. I said that during the podcast last season. I said Caesar's streaky, but catch him at the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna put up points and you're gonna hurt a couple people.
Yeah, that's huge.
And to me, my thing. And it goes, it's for everybody, but especially with C's doesn't throw so many interceptions. He's going to destroy a lot more people.
Yeah, exactly.
He keeps a lot of people in the games with interceptions. That goes for everybody, though.
Right.
We all keep a lot of people in the games with interceptions.
Yeah, that's So we'll get to the NFC and come back to Seattle, but yeah, that was a huge game, and I'm hoping, personally, myself and I think the rest of the AFC congregation that's in the hunt, behind JR, hoping that you bring that next week, or this week I should say, to the Music City. That. Man, I'm telling you, I don't want. If that happens, it's gonna be utter chaos in the AFC. Yeah. So going along the list here, number 3, tied for the AFC North lead, but owning the tiebreaker due to better conference record. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, but who does Phillips? What are Phillips' next 2 games though?
Yeah, I'm about to check that now.
I think he plays what you call it.
I think he has a computer once, if I'm not mistaken. But I know he
in the playoff in AFC. They're both NFC teams or AFC.
I think they're AFC. Let's see though. Bengals. They play next. Okay, so Phil plays Mays in Cincy, then he has the Lions. Both games at home for the Bengals. So you assume he's going to go at least 11-5, at worst. But I mean,
wait, and if Phillip wins that game, he has a chance of getting the 2 seed.
Exactly. So Mays ain't. I mean, that loss. Yeah, we can look at that real quick. So Ty has home against Slim and then home against Danyo, who is not playing anymore this season. So it's going to be. So Phil's only way of getting to the division crown is going to be he's going to have to hope Ty loses both of his games because Ty will have the division tiebreaker regardless of what Phil does if they tie.
Okay.
So yeah, it's looking like should be 12-4 for Ty, and we assume that Phil's going to have at least 11, but crazier things have happened in the league, so guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, so but even with that though, Mays isn't out of the water because he plays next again the game at Phil, and then he's home against myself, and who knows what kind of implications that game is going to have week 17. I could be playing for a playoff spot. Mays could be playing for a second seed. We just don't know. The picture will be clearer probably about midweek or so. But yeah, it's a lot of huge games. If he happens to lose 2 straight, Mays would be, looking at probably the 3 seed, and it could.
So worst case scenario, he could be a wild card, right? No.
Nah, he wrapped the division up.
Oh, he's division. Okay.
Yeah, so could have a case where potentially, well, we'll get that in a second. Fourth, leading the AFC West by a game and a tiebreak over myself, B and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we'll look at his schedule also. I'll go in depth a little bit about last game that I played him. He threw the ball all around the field, all over the field. Got out to a 2-0 lead. I did, yeah.
So,
I did.
So you're tied up, or you had the tiebreaker?
Nah, he has. Assuming he beats Justin week 17 at San Diego. His other game is at home versus Jix. I mean, I could still win the division, but a lot's going to have to happen, and I think he will beat the Chargers, but I think Justin has beaten him before, because he's beaten me. I think he beat Jose, so quiet as kept. Justin's been keeping up in the division pretty well. It's just the overall picture, maybe not so much, but yeah, that was a gritty game Friday. That was tough. Aaron Murray, I think, only threw it 12 times. I didn't even cross 100 yards passing. The defense was the key. I don't know if y'all were able to tune in, but Carl Joseph had 2 picks, 2 timely interceptions, one being like right at the end zone. And then, so B is up 10-0. No, I'm sorry. He was down 13-10 in the third quarter. He's driving right down the field. He gets to the 1-yard line. It's like a third down. And his quarterback, Josh Lentz, goes for a QB sneak. Mario Edwards, so glad I didn't trade him. Mario Edwards, he hit sticks him. He stands Lentz up and hit sticks him. Lentz fumbles, immediately shooting through the gap. Shalik Calhoun picks it up and runs it 100 yards for the touchdown.
Wow.
Put us up by 10, and that was right. That was like a little bit after Carl Joseph's second interception, which was at, like I said, it was for a touchback. His first pick was for a touchback. His second one got ruled at the 1. But yeah, that first pick could have put B up 17-0. It was going to Travis Kelce. I knew it was. Luckily, Joseph was there to make the play. So I get the touchback, and then one play later, Latavius Murray, 80 yards. It's 10-7. So it wasn't pretty. Statistically, he should have won the game easily. I'll show y'all the stats real quick. It was a landslide as far as stats were concerned, but this is what we need, the opportunities. This is the first game all season I did not turn the ball over. Not once. And despite only having 233 yards and giving up 520, found a way to win. So for that reason, I'm a game back in the division. Need a lot to happen to win a division, but right on the cusp of the playoffs, because JR in the final wild card spot is 8-6. Goes up against C's in the aforementioned Seahawks this week at home in Tennessee before traveling week 17 to Reggie, who was in that 7-7 bunch. That handful or close to handful at 7-7. So a whole lot can happen. And behind JR, you have in order myself, Manny, Reggie, and Mixtape, all 7-7.
All right, so if who does Manny play? Watch Manny have. I feel like it's crazy how you get to the end and everybody gets the easy schedule and everybody else I got to play the more difficult.
Right? Yeah. Manny has a home date.
Like, yo, can you put this dude on auto?
Manny has 2 games, both at home. One against Justin, who, if you remember from last season, he got up to an early lead, but that game got close late. Got pretty close late. And then week 17, Mark travels to Manny in a game that, in a game that needs commentary, quite frankly.
That's like a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly. Mark's going to need it. Manny's definitely going to need it. So, yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Let's go, Mark.
You're right. Yeah, I got to keep Manny off my ass. So, yeah, I got to root for Mark that week. I would like for Justin to just win out, but we'll see what happens. Myself, yes, aforementioned, we play Mike this week, and then I travel to Indy. So one of us going to be, the playoff picture will be a little clearer because one of us will probably be out of it.
After this game, right?
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm hoping that we've established or started to have established enough of a home field advantage to where we can get the job done. This is the most important home game we've had yet. So, but we're turning the corner. Yeah, we are turning the corner slowly. Right, like how fitting. We'll look at your schedule. See, I think you played, if I'm not mistaken, the Vikings week 17. Right, and Danny. We'll get to the NFC momentarily, but yeah, Danny. He's gonna need that also. And. Nah, Danny, spoiler alert, Danny's not even in right now.
Nah, Danny's in.
Danny's in.
Wait, so he leads the North?
Well, we'll get to it, but I was looking, I think they're tied, right? Are they not both 6-8?
Stop playing.
I think so. Hold on.
I think so, but Danny owns the tiebreakers.
Nah, Danny, they split, but the thing was, though, I was looking, they had the same conference record, same division record, but Kerm has 1 win out of conference and Danny has 0 to this point.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so it's going to knock Danny out temporarily. Did we go over Cleveland's schedule? We did. All right, so yeah, we move along to the NFC real quick. I will post the picture right now. Now, all right, so here we go. NFC, we have games in progress, so assuming they finish while we're still on the air, we will provide an update. But what we do know, New Orleans number 1, Philly number 2. That doesn't appear to be changing, but yeah, I just posted it. But Seattle with probably the win of the week at 10-4 is now number 3, with Arizona losing to Dallas, and we'll get to that in a second. Again, Kerm, if you want, quote unquote, leading the division via the longest tiebreaker ever by percentage points over Danny. We'll go to that real quick. Hey, yeah, man, yeah, I had all the I had everything. I had all the markers. One thing that hurt me, I couldn't give the Panthers that shade of blue that I always did because my blue went out. It was the one marker I used while not doing the whiteboard, so I had to get a new blue marker. But yeah, I had everything else. I just needed the whiteboard, and I think my last one broke or something, or it's at home, one of the two. But yeah, you know, just needed the time to do so. But it's safe to say we're back. Going to Kerm though, he played. Oh man, this is tough. Kerm is 6-8. Kerm defeated the Computer Ravens, which has given him the tiebreaker over Danny currently. But Kerm's last two games.
I'm Danny's, what you call it, game?
Yeah, exactly. So Danny's gonna need that to get in the playoffs because Kerm has at New Orleans, at conference leading New Orleans, who can clinch home field with a win. Actually, Chris might need to win out because Dave does have the tiebreaker. So if Chris can get 2 games or Dave lose 1, then that'll be what it is. New Orleans to have the playoffs, home field advantage start the playoff. But Kerm goes to New Orleans, and then in what currently is your 4-5 matchup in the NFC, plays at home against Flash week 17 and could potentially play him again the following week in the wild card.
And Flash has to win because he got people right on his back, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. Flash is 10-4, currently sole possession of number 5, the 5 seed, the first wild card seed in the NFC. And following that, we have a slew of 9-5 teams. Dallas, who is currently playing against the Giants, is at home or away. I think that is the Giants in the Meadowlands at MetLife against the Giants right now. I believe Tony's winning. But Jesus won his last game versus Mark, which put Mark from the 6th seed to out currently. Actually, no, took him from the division lead to out currently. So Mark's in the outside looking in, which sucks for him because not only did he lose to Jesus last week, but he also lost to Tone earlier in the season, part of that mid-season slide he had. So for that reason, you have Dallas sitting there 9-5, 3-0 against common opponents who he's tied with. Tone, who again is currently playing 9-5, he's 2-1.
Yo, let me just interject.
Yeah.
You know how frustrating it is that Dave is ahead of me?
Oh man, I could imagine.
Like, I'm not saying. I mean, it is what it is. It was my decision. Right. You know, I'm not saying. You know, he's wrong or etc. Right. It was my decision to sim or whatever. But how much is that biting me in the ass right now?
Yeah.
Like,
what you mean?
Yeah.
What you mean you had to sim? You talking about the one for Reggie?
He quit. Yeah, he had to. No. Fuck. I threw an interception.
Oh, yeah. I know
the whole situation where we started playing, then he's like, can I fucking true clock and shit in the second quarter, and so he's like, you could just sit, man. I was like, nah, whatever. Like, that's corny. So, but yeah.
So when you sent it, he got the win.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 24-21.
That's whack. If he knew he had to go, oh man.
Yeah.
So then, what about the Reggie one? Did the Reggie affect you?
Nah, I mean, I lost fair and square, and you know, it was. And to be honest with you,
you had to give him a W.
Nah, I gave him the W. All right. It was 52-51.
Yeah.
With 2 seconds left, and I had just tied it, and I decided to go for 2. Where I had an open receiver. It was just that was his first sack of the game.
Wow, that's crazy. Let's see who made the sack. Jadeveon Clowney.
So it's crazy how, you know, like those two can really turn around, because essentially, I'm not saying, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda, but in this situation, I could have been ahead of Dave.
Yeah,
Had I just played the CPU.
Yeah, definitely honorable on your part. I was stand up on both you with the game against Dave, and also Reggie with the game against you. But yeah, that's crazy. I never would have thought it would have like implications like that, because you could potentially I mean, still can, but could have potentially been in the 2 seed currently. But yeah, so currently you have the Cowboys coming to Seattle. You have Carolina going to Green Bay. So yeah, Tone is 2-1 against the common opponents who he's 9-5 with. Mark is 1-2 because he beat Jix, or I don't know if they played the game or not, but the Cardinals beat the Redskins, leaving Jix as the last 9-5 team and needing a whole lot of help because he is winless against the people he is tied with.
This plays B.
Yeah, plays B and then plays at B, then at Tone. I mean, so he.
So he's gonna go home too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So
who does Mark play next?
Mark has.
I know between me and him.
He plays Speedy.
Yeah, at Speedy, then at Manny.
Yeah. That game's gonna be crazy.
What's up?
Why is it like rain?
Right. Something wild is going to happen. Definitely. But yeah, that is, and I don't know why I put Jeremy at 8-6. I more so put him there just because I didn't know he was 8-6. He plays versus Lions and at Bears, so I'm assuming he'll finish 10-6, or he should. And what that means, who knows? I'm looking at his games now. He did not play the Cowboys. He played the Giants, lost, so he'll need help there, as well as let's see. Yeah, he's gonna need a lot of help, more or less. So long shot, but he's there. He should finish with double-digit wins. So that's that. So yeah, we can go into these Week 16 games and just see what we all think is going to happen here. Wrong thing. It's unreal. This is probably the best playoff race that I can remember since the infamous fifth season in the first year, where me, you, and Flash are fighting for that top spot that you ultimately got, and then I had to go in the wild card, winning like 13 games and end up having to play in the wild card round, and somehow made it back to the Super Bowl. It was just crazy. But yeah, so we go down the list here. We can confirm that Reggie is now 8-7. He beat the Broncos CPU 31-6, so in what was expected. So Reggie has put the onus on the rest of us 7-7s here. So we'll have an update, definitely an update by week 17 for sure. That is the only game that's final right now. So I'll skip Cowboys and Giants, but we'll just go down the list. Jets, Patriots. Is there any reason to think? Hold on, wait. Congrats, Bean, if you're listening. I saw your final drive. Congrats to you. That was a gutsy drive. I had a feeling you were going to win, or that you might, because when you were sticking around longer and longer, it was like, okay, I've seen this story before. But that 2-point conversion and the touchdown to lead to the 2-point conversion, huge plays. So I know Twan wasn't really, or he probably wasn't upset at his loss, because it's not getting knocked him out of playoff contention. But be as it may, that's a hell of a last drive. Congrats to you on your first win in the league. With that being said, do y'all see Bean beating? What happened? Pick.
What you call? Did the C's? Darius Randall. Yo, see, I give it to. I think I'm not even gonna say it. Between C's, Ty, and maybe Dade. They be dating people and throwing them like you be thinking the dude open, but he's really not open. That's what Darius Randall just did. He dated Russell Wilson.
Oh man. Let's see.
So he was wide open. Got him.
All right, so Jets and Patriots at Foxborough. Is there any reason to believe Ronnie will lose his third game of the season?
Wait, Jets who?
Jets plays at Patriots this week.
Oh, Ryan not in the league anymore.
No, Bean is the new Jet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm saying,
okay.
is there any reason to think Ronnie would lose his second game
Ryan.
straight? Yeah.
And he needs to win. Does he have to win to secure?
If he wins, he'll likely be he'll be fine, because both of his losses are out of conference. So one win, he's straight.
Okay, so then yeah, I think he'll win that one.
Yeah, I think he'll probably wrap it up. I don't know who he plays week 17. I can look. I don't think he'll play his starters though. He plays at Chris, and a game that we talked about the other day. So yeah, for what that's worth, I'm pretty sure he'll lock up home field, and we'll see him in the playoffs. Lions,
That
Bucks.
back number one seed.
Yep. But funny thing with that is he's searching for his first playoff win this Madden. Hold up. To take it back a little further, his first playoff win in Nike Talk. Because remember, Reggie beat him in the divisional season 1. So yeah, that'll be something to keep our eye on.
I just want to say, I'm in pretty in both FM and Nike Talk. I'm in pretty tough divisions. Like season 1 was pretty tough with JT and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But like, I think that has helped me elevate my game, because I know I can't do certain shit. And I just think that's helped me.
Yeah, I would.
Compared to last year, where I was with the Titans, and it was just like I knew I was gonna be Danny, but then I knew it would just be a slugfest with Jix, but Jix didn't play enough last year like he did this year.
Right. Yeah, I had to agree on that. Being in Oakland, I had to say, I'm so glad that the pressure to bring the offense I used with the Panthers and cultivated for years, talking like a half decade, I'm so glad I can do away with it this offseason. It wasn't a fit, and I knew it wasn't, and I knew that it didn't need to be, but I wanted to try it. And now that I know it's not a fit, I can go ahead and get the offense to where the defense has been playing the last few weeks. They've really kept the playoff hopes alive on their own shoulders. Pick sixes, fumble returns, a shutout, all in the last 3 weeks. So, when I get a quarterback that is healthy, all my injuries currently are quarterback. Manziel comes back this week. Will he play? Probably not, because there's no need to take out Aaron Murray right now. Derek Carr rather, is still out. He'll probably be out into next season, and Devin Gardner, who probably wouldn't have played anyway, is out. But yes, that's the beauty of it, though. That is the beauty of it. Amari Cooper was out earlier. Le'Veon Bell was out at a given time earlier this season. So there's been little to no offensive production out here, and this is what Chris did last Madden, and I didn't touch on it Friday, but forcing young players, throwing them right into the fire as rookies is a beautiful thing. It truly is. I remember season 1, my boy Tavon from the U, right across the street from me, Stonegate days, shout out to him. I remember he was getting cooked season 1, like destroyed, but I traded Amerson away in the Le'Veon trade and needed somebody else to groom, somebody else to step up. So he was the person. This season, 6 interceptions, all of which have been pretty timely, leads the team, #1 corner, and developing at a rate that I can truly say I'm proud of. Same for my boy Glock on the other side. I see you, Glock. 2 pick sixes, I think, in the past 3 weeks. But yeah, defense is just lovely. Like, I love playing defense on here. It's just getting my offensive pieces all back at the same time so we can make a run because the defense is right there. But enough with that. Who did y'all have winning, Cowboys and Giants initially? I had Dallas winning. I don't know what the score is, but I can check.
I'll go with Fisher.
Yeah, he was just too consistent. Like,
I think Tone. I don't know. I don't know if Tone wants it enough. Like, I don't know. He be making it sound like he hyped to play Madden, but
like, okay. So update. It's 16-16 in overtime in the Meadowlands.
Wow.
Tone has the ball. He just crossed midfield. It is second, according to the stream, 3rd and 5.
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'll keep this on muted so YouTube don't delete the stream audio. But yeah, about Tone though. I mean, and me and Chris mentioned it the previous podcast. JT was not going to be an easy game. Chris picked JT. I picked Tone, thinking he was going to get it done, and he was right there. But the field goal, I guess the angle, first down Tone on that 3rd and 5, by the way, just killed him. And beyond that, I think after the game, he was like, he knew when the angle came up or that animation came up that he was done. So I guess it kind of shows you what a lack of confidence can do for a team and potentially playoff hopes. So we'll see here. Tone going for the win, but it looks to be picked.
It got picked.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Okay, we will keep updates on this game. We're going to keep going down the list here. Colts at Bengals. I'm going to pick Phil because Mace is struggling badly right now. And Phil is kind of surging.
Phil's defense is up there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and
People sleeping on their D-line like, yo.
I know.
Geno
That's so
Atkins
true.
is a cheat code. Everybody talks about Aaron Donald, but nobody talks about Geno Atkins. Yo, Geno Atkins is a cheat code.
Yeah, he's pretty nice. Prescott gets sacked on first down at the Meadowlands. But yeah, I think he's won like 5 straight now. Mays looked bad against the Rams. He looked bad against Seattle. He didn't look great, although he won against Ty a few weeks ago in the game that had like plenty of turnovers back and forth. I'm gonna ride the wave. Bengals at home against the Colts. Redskins at Chiefs. If I were ever a Redskin fan, which I've never been, in fact, I have the Redskins to thank for my Panther fandom, but if there were ever a game I needed the Redskins to win, it would be this one. I don't see it happening. Oh, wow. Intercepted. Dak Prescott intercepted.
Yeah, Tone won.
Tone
He's going to win.
Yeah, Tone with the ball at Jesus' 25-yard line.
Just run the ball, kick the field goal, and get out of there.
Yeah. Man.
Like, throw the ball. He's gonna throw the ball to Odell or something.
Man, if he throws it right now, that's completely just like, okay, he's running. Oh man, in the red zone. That is crucial. And so now I'm at the redo this whiteboard tonight because too much has transpired since we started, which is okay. But looks like Tone will be, assuming no major letdowns like last week, might be moving to 10-5 here momentarily.
I mean, Tone is for real.
Yeah. Just imagine, like, if he had kicked that field, or if he had made that field goal, we could be talking about Tone perhaps having already clinched or being close to it, being very close to it.
Yeah.
But man,
Interception.
That was
just good defense.
Yep, that's huge. That's a playoff-altering interception right there. That's crazy. So here we go, 4th and 3. Jesus wisely. Jesus wisely kept his timeout. Is he going to use it? Guess not. And it cost him a game. No, it didn't. What in the hell is going on? Oh no, we got to get Tony here post game.
Tone just missed the field goal.
Wow. Wow.
Yo, you can't make this
Wow.
stuff up.
You can't. You cannot make this up. Is this the first like live update we've had in a game this big? Like this is crazy.
Yes.
This is crazy right now.
You know what it is too? This is because we moved to YouTube. Because if you think about it, you really never was able to talk about other games going on.
Yeah.
On Twitch. Or maybe it was just at that time.
Yeah,
But because
definitely.
What's happening? What's happening?
So, all right. So, quick recap. We tune into the game. It's OT. Tone went for the win. Tried to bomb it deep. Jesus intercepted it. Then Tone intercepts Jesus at Jesus' 25, but misses the field goal on 4th down. So now Jesus has the ball again.
I've heard my life.
That's
And then Zeke is about
crazy. Exactly. Look at
Now,
this.
now, what happens if they tie? What would that do? Would
If
that
they-
bring Jix up, like, and whoever else is behind them?
Jackson,
A tie actually helps them, I think.
it
Yeah,
it can help or hurt. Yeah. Potentially it could help, but potentially it could hurt as well. Let's see. Zeke up the middle.
Zeke is
Oh, he's
destroying
eating
them.
now.
That's when your old line in that run game comes out.
Yeah. So,
Oh
man,
that's crazy.
that's insane. That's wild. Jesus at the 41 of Tone. Runs it again. Ooh. Man.
Yo, watch the clock though.
Yeah, exactly.
He has one timeout.
And you know Tone's going, after last week, Tone's going to use his timeout. So we're going to see how Jesus can react to the camera if and when he gets it.
I would waste time right here.
Ooh.
I think that's the plan. I think that's Jesus' plan. Wow.
Because
That was
with
scary.
Beckham, if you leave too much time on the oh no, but one score is over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at this point,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay.
That last toss went from a potential touchdown to like a potential fumble.
For
Oh, you
real.
should never
This-
cut it inside.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. He could have had that block set up to let him go outside. Wow.
But yeah, for
Can't play too conservative.
exactly, you can't. For
He has to win. Don't look like he has to win.
I don't know.
This shit about to be a tie.
It is. Which
Oh, he fumbled.
what the hell? Wow. Yo, really? Wow. Olivier Vernon.
Game of the season right now.
Hell yeah, easily.
He's gonna
This is
throw it to Beckham,
huge.
son.
You know he
He's gonna
is.
throw it to
You know he
Beckham.
is.
I know.
Oh
See,
man.
put Beckham as the streak. You see?
Yo, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. This is
So he went
beautiful.
to that 4 verticals.
Look at it, yo.
Oh, big sack.
Oh man.
And he didn't call
Yo.
a timeout.
What the hell is he
Why did he not
doing?
call-
Oh, he's gonna call timeout.
What is
Oh, they're
he?
about to go to a tie. It's a tie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
I think Tone is
What I
nervous.
told you.
This is crazy. What I
He
mean,
almost caught that shit. Oh my god, son.
And have
Yeah.
3 seconds left.
wow. Right, so you gotta do it all over again. Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yo,
So
if there's a
now
ma-
it's a tie.
if there's a Maze
You
versus
got a
Jose
backup
moment in
player,
here, oh man,
Oh!
holy sh-
Who the fuck was that?
whoa,
You
nah,
almost
man.
caught that shit, man.
Yo, if they
Yo.
would've bounced over all those players into that last dude on
What in the
He almost
hell?
caught it. He almost caught that shit.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Shout out to Dean.
That is wild, man. Oh man. Let me look at this this board again real quick. This is crazy. What is going on in the league?
A tone win helps me.
It's a
Yeah.
tie.
But yeah, it just went down to tie. That's insane. Okay. We'll get back to these predictions in a second. As y'all saw or heard, home Tone and Jesus just tied at 16 apiece. Traded interceptions, traded turnovers because you added a Zeke fumble. Damn. Which now opens it up for Mark and Jix. Specifically Mark.
I'm out, man. I'm out of here, man.
I don't think so, because you play at Speedy and then you play at Manny. And you had the defense for Manny's game, but...
Manny's trash. I hope he's listening.
I mean, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 of your last 6 haven't been looking so good, but... Man, that half game gonna hurt somebody. That's crazy. That's insane.
Oh my God. And so, Jesus plays C's next week.
Man.
Ouch.
Wow.
So they tied.
Yeah.
6.
9, 5, and 1.
That puts them over.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wow.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. I need to look and see.
I own the tiebreaker on Tone, so that's why I wanted him to win. So if I case,
Yeah.
I lose.
Like, we could literally just end the podcast right here, because what's going to top that today? Like, live? Come on. That's so crazy.
Game, Retto.
I will. I got to run in a bit, but we can play tonight though. I'm not opposed to playing tonight if you want to.
I didn't even know we fucking advanced.
Me either.
All right, so check this out.
Trying to get this all in right before Christmas.
So with that happening, we have Mark by percentage points currently as your 6th seed in the playoffs, followed by Jix, followed by Jesus, and then Tone in that order. Mark, Jix, Jesus, Tone right now, this very second. That's crazy. By wow,
Okay, I'm out, guys.
10,000.
The game is back on. Bye.
All right. So yeah, Mark apparently going to drink in his newfound playoff life and watch the Tampa Bay Bucks. Yeah, that's just insane. And for all intents and purposes, it very well may not tone out of the playoffs for good. But that's why you got to handle business. Plain and simple.
Wait, who won their first encounter?
Jesus.
Cowboys.
Oh yeah, he's out.
Yeah, that
That was
tie.
a good game too. I remember that one.
Yeah, it was.
That
It
was
was.
Oh, I think Tone threw an interception towards the end of the game or something like that, on like a game-winning drive.
Yeah, I believe so. That's so crazy. And another person who that does favors for is Flash, because now he doesn't have half of the people that were one game behind him are eliminated. Well, for him, gives him a little bit more breathing room. Man.
Yeah, but if I end up in the wild card, Flash can be knocked out because I own the.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
But how you gonna end up in the wild card?
If I lose both games, Mark has an easier schedule.
True.
Yeah. So yeah, if you were to lose both games, so Mark beats Speedy, and even if he loses to Manny and beats Speedy, then he'd be in. Or if y'all tie, I know y'all split the division games, but it looks like he, or is it you that has a better conference record? Oh, okay, yeah. So it's still a little bit to be determined, but yeah, that's wild, man. Okay, wow, that's just crazy. That just like
I'm trying to pick that game in again.
right.
So it was an interception.
Yeah.
Fumble. No, interception. A missed field goal.
Then a fumble. And then yeah, right. Picking the end zone.
3 minutes.
Right. Then pick right outside the red zone. Miss kick from the red zone for the second week in a row. Oh man. Then the fumble on Zeke, and then the receiver bobbles it and has a chance when he had a chance to catch off a deflection and take it in, but he didn't. I mean, hey, Madden being Madden, right? It's crazy. Let's see. All right, we'll go back to these games now. I mean, game of the week, there's no question. We just saw it, but we'll continue on the list.
Season.
Yeah, that to me, that's game of the season, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have to agree. That's
Yeah, think
so
about the
crazy. You're
And it's
right.
a division game.
In division game, and better yet, they played at night too, like in real life, which makes it like that. What a preview for Sunday night football in real life.
Imagine something similar just happened.
Right? What if they tied in real life? Man. The tale of, the tale of 2 weeks for Tone. Those field goals, he's gonna be hurting. I mean, he's gonna be kicking himself for real. Those are as crucial field goal misses that I've seen in a long time. In a very long time.
But
Both
I think
of
that's
them.
what this Madden is. Oh wow, interception. That's what this Madden is all about to me: is interceptions and field goals.
Yeah. Yep. I could not agree more. Alright, so we were at Redskins and Chiefs. Now the picture changed a little bit. Jix has new life to a degree. Do y'all think he goes into Arrowhead and beats B, who needs to win to basically secure the division? I just don't trust Jix against B's. Nah, I can't say Jix is going to win that game. As much as I would like him to, I don't think so. Twan versus Evan doesn't matter.
Yo,
Mark,
how crazy is this? Real quick, my bad.
you good?
But my boy went to Lambeau because he's a Packer fan and he's watching this game over there. And what are the odds that a struggling Packer team is demolishing the Seahawks?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yo, but you know what it is though? People got to realize Green Bay plays so well in December and January.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was saying like earlier, I think it was earlier this week, if they beat Seattle, I think they're going to win out and get in. I mean, Detroit, yeah, I know Detroit's winning and all, but a game of that magnitude potentially for the division or to lock it up against the Packers in week 17, yeah, they're at home for that game, but I need to see Matthew Stafford win a game like that to really believe that it's going to happen.
He's been doing it this whole season.
That's true. That's very true. And I'll say, like, from somebody who called him basically a rich man's Jake Delhomme last year. Like, who would have thought that losing Calvin Johnson to retirement would elevate his game like this? Now he's not throwing into quintuple coverage anymore. Golden Tate's out there balling, bold in his clutch, reliable.
I think it's their defense.
That too. Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
A lot more solid than people know.
Yeah.
Like Ziggy Ansah,
Darius Slay out there. DeAndre.
Levy.
Yep. Yeah, they got some talent.
Nada's still playing. That dude's been playing in the league since.
For a minute now. A good little minute.
No.
Glover Quinn out there still making plays. Yeah, that's gonna be.
And shout out to Matt Prater on my fantasy team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, still one of the best kickers, no question. Tony needed to realize Matt Prater like these past 2 Madden weeks. Damn, that's just insane. Like I don't know. All right, Mark at Speedy. Y'all think Mark? Yeah,
I think Mark is going to try to find his way into the playoffs, and I think that's where it comes tricky for a lot of people because you got to play that defense.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. I think Mark will win.
A lot of people know the blueprint to beat him on offense. I mean, to stop his offense.
I'm the one in 23-1.
Oh man, yeah, I think Mark will go in there and take it. Should be fairly easy, but with no David Johnson, which me and Chris were talking about the other day, we'll see. All I don't know how that's going to affect him should he make the playoffs, but I can't imagine it'll be something that helps. But I think he'll win this week, though. All right, so JT beat Tone last week. Does he give us another upset and beat Dave in San Fran?
No, I don't. Yo, can I just? To me, JT's been a disappointment just from the fact that I know he's so much better than what his record is.
Yeah, I agree.
When I remember when Tone was talking about like the playoff race, and it's funny because I'll have to apologize to him because he said that it was like really good, and I was like, no, it's not. But now that I look at how it is now, he's actually right. But
yeah.
To me, JT and Jose missing out, and Antoine also, them three, they would have made this mix a lot more interesting. Also.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
JT had them clutch games.
All last season.
Yeah, so man, hopefully he picks up. Shout out to Marcus Mariota. I wish I had him.
Me too. Me too. But then again, this year for me, he would have got hurt because everybody else did. That's just wild. But yeah, a loss for Dave could put C's in position to tie for the second seed. Obviously, he would need more help because Dave owns that tiebreaker, as we mentioned earlier. But I think Dave. I think he'll go in there and win. I don't see it being as close as it won't be a blowout, but it won't be as close as that JT and Tone game was. And if it was, Dave will probably capitalize where he needs to. So I'll give it to Dave as well. Okay, Ravens. Okay, Ravens, Vikings. You know, I wasn't even going to mention this game because it's a computer game for Danny, but however, I've been a part of the computer playing insane football and the breaks going completely their way, and I barely managed to beat Denver because of that the second time around. Everything imaginable could have happened, and the crazy thing is I knew those things were going to happen. Like, it's some games you just know A, B, and C is going to happen. But man, alright, of course Dan needs to win at least one. He has it good because I don't think Kerm's going to win his last two games. Sorry, Kerm, I don't think you're going to beat Chris or Flash, despite you being home. Prove me wrong if you want. But even with that, Danny has this CPU game. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a close game, I think, because of Danny's style of play. I watched a little bit of the Browns and Ravens the other day. I watched it last night actually, and you know they were stout against the run. They were pretty stout, even though you know the ID channel was taking precedence. But
both was defense.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like,
yo, Daniel picked up some players.
Yeah,
he picked up Chris Harris, Emmanuel Sanders.
Quiet as kept.
He had a couple more players. I had to look at his roster, but Daniel's team wasn't too bad. He was also winning some games earlier this season too before he wanted to pull a quit.
Yeah, so if Danny can't run the ball, you might see an upset here. I'm not going to go far enough to pick that upset. I think Danny will win. But if there were a game where I believe more in the computer than probably ever, this is probably the makeup for a game as such. Yeah, it'll be a close game. I don't really know what more to say about that. Okay, next, our game, Raiders hosting the Browns in what is basically a wild card to a wild card playoff game in Oakland. Man, I don't know.
Time to travel to the black hole.
Yeah. Like, these are the games we need to establish a sense of home field advantage. Like, you can't lose big games at home. And one way or another, whether we survive another week and perhaps tie for the division, or if we survive another week and perhaps take over the last wild card, or if we lose, or if we win and nothing else changes in the standings, we're gonna find out what this young team's all about on both sides, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one
I just
though.
want to say, I've talked to the organization. Jim Brown has visited the team. The whole original Cardiac kids has visited the team. We talked about the fumble. We talked about the drive. We talked about
Right?
everything. This is our chance to show that we are something this Madden. I
Yeah,
picked the worst team in the game, roster-wise,
right.
and this is a chance to show that we actually something.
Yeah, there's a lot more than playoff relevance on the line in this game. Like, far be it for me to tell. You know, I'll go on the record and say, record aside, last season I had the worst Madden year relative to expectations probably in the history of the league. And of course it wasn't something I was happy about, but in a way, maybe it was necessary. Maybe it showed that I don't need to be what I was in Carolina
Another interception.
to win out here out west. So, we'll see though. We'll see. Bottom line is we gotta. It's a crucial game. That's just bottom line, and hopefully we got the pieces. I hope Aaron Murray's ready because I'm putting my trust in a 65 overall quarterback who has won the past 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, because I think Manziel's been out since some game that I lost, whatever the last game I played that lost. I think it was Dave or Chargers. Yeah, that game before Thanksgiving. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to take Aaron Murray out. Not when he's orchestrated 4 straight wins, but fun game for sure. We'll see if somebody can make a playoff berth out of it. Moving.
Not to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but y'all looking at the Seahawks game?
Yo, did you see that?
Let's see.
Wow.
He must have lost
Wilson
it
was
in the
like-
lights. He had to lose it in the lights. Because it went right through his hands. And boom.
Oh. Who was it?
Doug Baldwin, he threw the ball to him near the sideline, and it went right through his hands, bounced off his face mask, and Randall got his second interception.
Wow. Had a Todd Pinkston moment, just worse. That's crazy.
It really looked like he lost it in the like.
Oh man.
Looking like me out there against
Currently, man.
Hey, who said that?
I said,
That's crazy.
All right, few more games. Panthers and Falcons. Does Dez keep his claim for 500 or his quest for 500 moving, or does Flash do what he typically does against Dez again?
Nah, Flash needs to win. Dez been having trouble.
Yeah.
He was playing Jix yesterday, and he was outside his girl acting a fool. Dez was having trouble against Jix. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't see Flash losing, especially after what just happened. He has a little more breathing room. I think he'll take advantage, and we'll leave that at that. Seahawks at Titans. Before we saw what we saw, that was what I thought was going to be the game of the week. It can certainly be second place. And
I want C's to win.
I know, me too.
And
Me too.
I don't know. I think JR. I played JR, and I'm mad. I was down 28-0 at the beginning of the game. Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do anything afterwards, and he got saved in a couple plays. So unless he's gonna do something that we haven't seen before, I don't think he's gonna do too much against these.
Yeah, that like.
Plus, don't forget he has Romo, and Romo has in-game code to like mess up.
That December trait, that Tony Romo December trait.
Yeah.
Man.
Nobody knows about.
Right, Madden coding for real. I have to agree. And he just beyond all that, like I just think Seattle's just playing too well right now. Like the momentum is there, and we've seen what can happen when the ball don't get turned over. I don't see.
The leads in a boom fucking goes left.
Yeah. And we know Jared likes to throw it up. And like I said last week when Caesar was about to play Mays, for players that pass the ball, that's the worst matchup in Madden. And it's not close. It's not close. And for that reason, I think Caesar do enough on offense between the run and the pass and keep it relatively low scoring and get another road win because he needs to win to hold off Mark for that division now. So we'll see. The possibilities are almost endless. Speaking of which, holding off in a division race, Packers travel to the Saints. Does Kerm shock the world again?
No.
Nah. Nah.
You know, it's Kerm said it himself though. He said Danny had an easy first schedule or something like that. And I have my schedule was kind of crazy towards the middle. I think he said it's like very easy, and then at the end it's hectic. Man,
Yeah.
But them two, that's what it matters. It's not the division games. It's who could win the games outside the division.
Exactly. Yep.
And Danny has won one game outside the division.
Yeah.
That might be the deciding factor. He beat Dez. Dez probably threw that game. So what's the call can get into the playoff?
Yeah, I have to agree. It's just crazy. Like, I mean, this is the worst. This is the worst playoff race as far as their division. Like, it's so complex, but it's just like, does anybody really stand to care because of the futility in their records? Danny's lost 6 straight. Kerm has, even though I thought Kerm would have had more picks than 22, I'll give him credit on that. But I mean, he talked a lot in that offseason. He talked a whole lot. You know, was feeling himself, got in the playoffs despite the circumstances. Cool, but, you know, the only constant besides a potential 8-8 finish is that you lost to Dez each season. And if you lose to Dez when you need to win, I don't think you're going to beat the reigning NFC leaders. So, which brings us to the last game, which is Justin traveling to Manny to play the Jaguars, who need to win.
That's a tricky game.
It is.
How Justin did last week.
Yeah, that's a
Played
good question.
you. I don't know. That's a tricky game.
Yeah, gotta go back another week. Wow, I didn't know somebody in the Giants and Cowboys game missed an extra point either. I don't know. But Jesus just posted about it. Yeah. We can certainly check. Let's see. Dan Bailey missed the extra point.
Come on.
Oh, that's how you end up with 9 instead of 10.
Yeah, well, 16 instead of 17. But yeah, Bailey was 1 for 3 on field goals, 1 for 2 on extra points. Tone was 3 for 6 on field goals, and he made his only extra point. That's insane. Damn. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, shout out to them too.
Yeah.
Game of the season.
On a Sunday, no less, which made it even better. Like, it's already a football Sunday, and then you get that on top. What can you ask for?
The player picture in real life too.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Manny, I don't think he'll lose. Even though Bortles is so up and down. I mean,
But
one
so is Manny,
game.
though.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a microcosm of Manny. Period. Like, one game you get vintage, or as some people would say, you get an unexpected performance from him. Other games you get like a Boys had like 4 or 5 picks, so you just never know. But yeah, I think he has enough to where he'll win. Kind of like last game, he'll probably get out early. Justin will probably make it close, and Manny will find a way to secure it late. A lot of interceptions on the defensive end for Manny also, so I think that'll play a part. But yeah, besides that, that's all the games for the Week 16 slate. Oh, are we gonna get perhaps power rankings at some point during like the calendar week?
You got daddy leaves. I'm done. I'm retired.
Oh, they took back over. Let me see.
Yeah, they got me.
Let's see.
And plus, they do it like by the computer, which is the best part. Like they do
Yeah.
schedule, they do all of that.
That's true.
They're not right now. The strength of schedule is not working.
Oh, really?
It's not?
Yeah,
Oh, so no wonder how they did it. Because one time they had somebody that had like 4 losses ahead of somebody that had like 2 losses, 3 losses.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. I definitely have.
Ooh, you got smacked.
Look at these rankings real quick. See what's going on here. Okay, this will probably change a little bit. That's crazy. So out of all the teams that are, not only the teams that are in the playoffs right now, but the contending teams, so the teams that are out of the playoffs but lurking, the last 2 that are ranked, of course, Kerm and Danny, like 21 and 22 respectively. Danny 21, Kerm 22, Justin 23, Cleveland 20, Jacksonville 17, Oakland 16, Tennessee 14, Jix number 12. No, this is power rankings for according to Daddy Leagues entering this week. But yeah, I mean, essentially, the first 14 teams are playoff teams. Then you have Jeremy at 15, and got the last 2, Kerm and Danny, in reverse order though. Danny and Kerm, that is, bringing up the rear. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Look at these awards real quick, and then I'll go finish this homework, and we can play later on, hopefully. Cam is MVP. Cam, Nick Chubb, Gio Bernard, which is a nice surprise. Leonard Fournette and Adrian Peterson are your top 5. Brock Osweiler somehow was ahead of Jacoby Brissett, but that makes sense given that Madden typically values passing yards in terms of volume and touchdowns over more of an all-around game. Prime example, Kenny winning MVP with Jay Cutler over Cam Newton, year 1, season 2, among others. Let's see. Coach of the year, Chris currently is number 1. Offensive player of the year, AFC, currently Nick Chubb. For the NFC, it is Adrian Peterson, followed by Leonard Fournette. Defensive player of the year, NFC, Kamu Grugier-Hill. No surprise. AFC, Ryan Shazier, followed by a couple Colts, including Vontae Davis. No Khalil Mack up here. Interesting. Rookie of the year, AFC, a guy that plays for the Dolphins by the name of Danton Cody. I guess he's pretty good, apparently. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Nick Chubb. On the NFC side...
Let's give Potter the Heisman.
Right? Yeah, NFC side, that's it. This is crazy, though. Like, oh, well, that's crazy. I don't know why, but you got Potter's a rookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, Offensive Rookie of the Year in the monster game, he's over 1,000 yards now, and yet he's not even in the thing for the conference. Crazy, crazy stuff. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Javonte Misi for the Giants. Maybe he should have played kicker. And yeah, Kerm has the award for Kerm currently has the NFC award for best quarterback. Go figure. Leading the likes of Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Marcus Mariota, and Drew Brees. Don't know where they got that from.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Brock Osweiler leads the Houston Texans. Well, leads that same voting over Dalton, Roethlisberger, Brissett, Luck, those guys. So I don't know, just a little bit of extra. I don't have nothing else. If y'all wanted to say whatever, y'all can.
Nah, Tannehill in real life is ACL.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Pretty unfortunate. Man.
I wonder how far off they are from the playoffs.
Miami?
Yeah, because they're 8 and.
They're the 7th seed.
Yeah, that
because
first team out.
Broncos still hold the wild card.
Even though they lost today.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that fight,
Yo.
or I saw about the fight
Yeah.
with Denver and Tennessee. Like, I don't even know what happened, but
Chris
was crazy.
Harry Douglas fucking chop blocked the shit out of Chris Harris. Like, went straight for his knee. Like, it was line of scrimmage, and nigga just went straight into his fucking knee. Like, it was bullshit. It was so bullshit, so bush league. So
oh man.
then the next play, Talib fucking lines up against him and just shoves him into the fucking out of bounds, and they just go at it.
Man,
Talib is a goon.
I have to
Yeah,
say,
he is.
yeah, he really is. Like, I have to say, given Denver's questionable, at least from my point of view, questionable tactics over the past calendar year in 2 specific games, I'm sure I can figure out which ones I'm talking about. You know, it's never good. It's just whack to see plays like that. Period. Like, that's just whack. But yeah, I gotta see the video though, because that sounds like it looked like a catastrophe just from the still picture. So I can only imagine in motion.
Oh my god. Yeah, it definitely was bush league. Like, there was not necessary, but at the same time, like you said, karma.
Yeah, like,
I mean, TJ Ward does enough.
right. Shit sucks. Like, but yeah, hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully Denver just. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, I don't have really much else to say. Hopefully, in like fashion with Dallas and New York earlier, the Week 16 games will speak for themselves. But if they don't, then hey, we'll be here on some podcast, whether it's the official Nike Talk podcast, the Next Dose of Rettolations, or Simple Mathematics. Who knows? We will be here one way or another, and don't worry, if you lose, we'll be watching. The Whiteboard's back. The write-ups are soon coming. So yeah, for all the viewers out there, I can only hope, my biggest hope for you is that what you do in the field reflects to positive Whiteboard and write-up postings in the future. Good luck in the early playoffs. In advance, good luck to you, Mixtape. I'm looking forward to our game. It's going to be fun. Didn't think I'd be at 7-7 at this point, given all that's happened this Madden and more importantly this year. But nonetheless, here we are. That's why they play the games. So one way or another, on your next dose of Rettolations, you will know the state of the Oakland Raiders and the league. So I don't know. Stay in the playbooks and stay tuned. We out.